This is the video on the data option for the Chuck-a-Luck game. Here in the red stripe is the data option. I'm going to click on it. Here it shows the value of registers, variables. You can see work list, work pages, special list, app list, special pages, and app pages. And we also, down here, you can see the clickable areas. Well, let's start. First variable is the game number. Next to it, the was game number. Right now, both are 0. Next is the task. Its value is 1. Here, equally likely is 216. That is the number of possibilities, and they're all equally likely. Then we have the total count, which went up to 4,320. And then we have what the test total was of 4,320. That's where it was to stop, and it did. Well, now we're going to look at work list. I'm going to click on work list, and the first 3 lists it has first value, second value, and third value. If one of the 216 outcomes appears, this will tell you what the first die's value is, and the next one the second die's value, and the third die's value. Let's go to the first value, and it shows you 36 zeros, 36 ones, 36 threes, all the way to 36 fives. We'll go to the second values, and there it changes it 6 zeros, 6 ones, and so forth, and then that repeats until all 216 possibilities are shown. And we'll go now to the third value. There it changes every time, 0 to 5, 0 to 5, 0 to 5, 0 to 5, all the way up to the 216 possibilities. Alright, after that we have the digits. I'll click on digits. Here we show the representation as a number as to the value of each die. At first it's 1, 1, and 1, and then it changes by those numbers and ends up the last one is 666. The 216 possibilities, and this is how they show on the screen when it shows which one. Alright, we return. Next to that, we have the multi-counts. There's 24 values. There's 4 for each die value of 0 to 5, or 1 to 6. And here it shows how, the first one anyway, shows how many times it didn't show up. Here's how many times it showed up: 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times for all the numbers, and for the 4,320 throws of the dice. Next, we have the each counts. Here are the 216 each counts. In other words, that particular one, like 111, came up 22 times. 112 came up 25 times. 113 15 times, all the way to the 216th one. 666, which came up 19 times. Because there were 4,320 throws of the dice, these should have each come up 20 times. Well, here's one that come up only 13 times. You have 17, 14, 20 is the expected number of times it would come up in 4,320 throws. That was the each counts. Next is the digit count. Here it shows a 110100. The last test it did on the throw of the dice there was a 1, a 2, and a 4 that came up. This is created so that it can do the counts for the multi-counts. We'll return. We have the win values. Okay, here are the 24 values showing the winning. Well, first of all, number 1, if it came up 0 times, you paid out $2,532. If it came up, you won $1. If it came up by itself one time, 1,469 times. And then if it came up twice, 564 times. And it came up 3 times, 220 times. And these are all for the value of 1. Then it's 2, 3, 4, up to 6. That is the win values. Now we'll return. Next is the list of factors. Well, it's -1 if your number didn't come up, 1 if your number did come up, 2 if you had a pair of your number, and if you had 3 of your number, you get paid 10 to 1. And then there's the win total. At the end, it then adds up all those values and shows you the win amount. Now you're expected to lose because the house wins. But see here, 1, 2, 3. If you would have bet on 3, you would have only lost $79 in your 4,320 throws. All right, now that's the end of the work list. Other things to look at, we'll look at page A. That's where the text is. And here on page A, we have first the color of the heading up here, 909, so it's red and blue, no green. And the title, Chuck-a-Luck, and here it is in the heading. Then the text for game number appears here. Also, there's the total for 6 wins. Okay, I remember that's on the heading, one of the headings of the 6 columns. The number of games, 4,320, that comes up on the top of the page. And here, when it's doing the work for each one of the 6 values of 1 to 6, here are the values for one of those columns, probably the last one, because that's the last one it did, and put on the screen. Alright, that's page A. And this time I'm going to go down here and show you the click areas. Here's where it clicks for the number. And over here is where it clicks to go to the YouTube videos. Alright, this is the end of the data option for Chuck-a-Luck.